Let's start with the prep work. How do you prepare for success before you even come to this meeting?
Well, the thing that I would say here is you got to be clear on where you want to get to, right? So that starts with mission, it starts with goals, values, like whatever the highest level picture is. And one of the common themes across all of these management frameworks is they place a heavy emphasis on quantifiable, right? So it's okay that maybe your mission and your vision is somewhat fuzzy in terms of how you articulate to the world. We want to help every agency in the world, be more profitable and sustainable. That's all nice and good. But you generally need to follow that up with, and we're going to accomplish that by achieving X, Y, and Z, right? This much in revenue by this time at these margins. And we're going to get there by, acquiring this many customers. And, the pushback that a lot of people have with this is these are all assumptions. And that's true, right? That's the reason that you meet on a quarterly basis to reset these things, right? Things are going to move around. Those assumptions will change, but you want to try to anchor that to something that's measurable. So that's the first thing that you want to make sure is clear going into this. And this kind of speaks to the way that we think about measuring things generally inside of Parakeeto, which is you want to have your model and your forecast, then you want to track actuals. So, I think one of the mistakes that people make is they put the cart before the horse in that they start trying to collect all kinds of metrics and data points and actuals, and they can spend a lot of time. And maybe you've been in this position if you're a finance or operations sort of leader at a company where you spend so much time collecting all of this data and you don't even use half of it during the meeting. And you're thinking like, why did I spend a week, digging around in spreadsheets to come up with this? So step one is set the anchor for like, what are we measuring against? What are the goals and objectives that we set out to achieve? What were they? And then let's go figure out how we measure up against those things. And that will really help you contain the scope of the prep work. And then the second thing that I think is important is, as much as possible, you want to try to anchor yourself to a model of the business that gives you the ability to be fluid. So I would generally value accuracy over precision in that prep and simplicity over detail, so that once you get into that meeting, if the target changes, it doesn't take you an hour to go back into your spreadsheets and reset all of the expectations and assumptions. That's something that can be done fairly quickly. So you have some kind of objective backing to keep up with the conversations.